Now I've drifted the Corolla. Time to get the RX3 out. Needs a bit of stuff. Got a brake upgrade for it, which is a full wheelwood setup, new discs, just bits and pieces. So this is all the MRP brand, obviously A86 Corolla setup, because that's what front end it's got in it. Just there. So yeah, I'll get the front brakes sorted today, and I've never had rear brakes on it. So it runs an R31 diff, Skyline diff, so just got caliper brackets for the rear, and I'll get the rear brakes working, the handbrake in it, and tune, we can go drift, finally. Massive shout out to my mate Hugh. Basically, this one's obviously 8.6 front end, and I was missing these nuts and the flat washer and that little claw clip thing. He's so good. He runs a business called Tinkering on Toyotas, and I can just say to him A86, and he just knows what it is. So he was able to get me these parts and dropped them to my shop. So yeah, pretty cool. Definitely the go-to guy for 8.6 and Corolla and just Toyota parts. Does heaps of chaser parts and just knows his shit. You can pretty much just tell him what the part is and he'll just work it out for you. So simplifies it for me. Pretty good. Thank you, Hugh. One side done. How nice. Well, after my freaking stupid mistake in smashing it, Evan's come past and his panel beat the roof. I was going to fold that down and tick that back down. Yeah, I know, I'm a dickhead. I really do know. But yeah, it's got all brake lines fitted, brakes are bled now. I've got rear calipers on now, rear discs on, not that you can really see it, but they're on there. Just got to do brake lines and a hydraulic handbrake. So, been running it because my little incident, I actually put a hole in the oil cooler and we've welded it 4 times and it keeps leaking. So we've had to chop up my beautiful Greddy oil cooler, which I've got 2 on here. I've got one there and normally have one there. So it's just fixing that at the moment and it's all running. It actually gets tuned tomorrow morning, which is exciting because it's never really been tuned. So I've never been able to really rev it over 6,000. And it's a rotary, it needs 10,000. I think this thing can rev to 11.5, but can't remember. So yeah, tune tomorrow. And then drift next weekend with this and the Odyssey. So it's 2 of the cars that I've kind of built but never really finished them. Yeah, so yeah, just we had to actually cut the guard off because I had an accident back in the day and they've just welded it to it. So while the nose cone is off, my mate Evan, Mr. Frickin' can do anything. He's gonna have a crack at getting it better. I don't want it perfect, like the style of the car is smash crab, but just straighten it out a bit, make the nose of it sit up a bit higher because it's always sat so low and kind of covered the badge and whatnot. But yeah, so yeah, I've never had the nose cone off. So yeah, go over it. I've got the car with steering lock now. A little bit more clearancing to do. Well, it does make a weird sound. Yeah, so before it was hitting on the back wheel tubs, which is normal drift style things once you start getting steering lock. So yeah, wound some caster into it, do some clearancing, get this thing drift ready. Hopefully this video will be this car drifting and just doing well. So first step, let's get past the dyno tomorrow. What happens when you're an idiot? You had to cut the whole top cooling flow panel. Oh, look at this. I had to cut that whole thing off just to be able to get in there and get welds along it and seal it up. So I'm going to put holes in all them as well. So this will be my 5th time I've had it in. Tried checking it with compressed air, but obviously this has got, I don't know, I think 90 psi oil pressure and a pinhole, and it will sure show you where the leak is. So I'll check it in one more time. So car tune went well, like really well. Yeah, so we got it to 9,000 RPM and the alternator let go. And my fault. Don't know about all this mess in here. But basically when I got this motor, because it was an old running like race car motor, it came with this alternator. I'm like, look at that big ugly pulley. Who needs that? I needed that. So yeah, so I've stuck another one on there. And obviously, because it's not underdriven, the RPM just killed the alternator. So yeah, so we couldn't tune past 9,000. This thing, I was told it revved to 11.5. So let's just say I had another 2,000 RPM of tuning. So pretty cool. Made 270 kilowatts, near 90 kilowatts per rotor, which I think 100's about on the money. But yeah, awesome. Performed well. Temp stayed well. Everything's good. So I'm going drifting this weekend. So yeah, alternator swap. And we're going to fit some old school gauges. We've got heaps of these, like old Gretty gauges. Yeah, got an old Defi taco and stuff. And not saying this car's built out of scratch, but I don't know, for some reason this car like putting old cool stuff in there. So yeah, chuck them in there. Get some tyres fitted to a heap of wheels. I'm actually gonna drift this thing. It's got a shitty fuel system. Basically it's just a tank straight out to an old Bosch pump. No surge tank, no nothing. So my plan will be keep a full tank of fuel so it doesn't surge or run out of fuel. Not ideal. I just want to go drive it. I've got Stephen Parker on my side, so he's the kind of guy that'll rebuild it for me. We won't blow it, she's all good. The tune was freaking awesome, so just sometimes idiots are all motors, and I could be that guy. So let's see. Yes, I'm not fixing the window. I'm leaving that as a reminder. Don't be stupid all the time. So I could suffer with the poor view, which is not too bad. So yeah, just tidy up some loose ends, go get a wheel alignment on my local Tyre Power, and go drift on the weekend. And it's a long weekend, so a couple of days of drifting. Let's see how we go. So getting things ready. So I've got a hydraulic handbrake in here now, all welded to the tunnel. Chase bay unit, which I run in everything. Got some gauges finally. None of the gauges worked before. Just tidying up heaps of loose ends. Had alternator issues. Literally put 4 alternators in it. I don't know why I've kept 4 dud ones, but it's got a fresh one in there now. That worked. Did a general tidy up with some wiring. Just been clearancing the guards and it's just not working. It just rubs everything. I'm gonna have to lift the suspension and it kills me. I hate lifting cars up. I had to do it to my Corolla. I think that's why I fell out of love with it, because I had to lift it up to make the thing work for me. So yes, one day till drift. Freak, it runs so good. It's never ran so good. Idle so mint. Everything just mint. And just got my plugs for it, which was recommended. I will definitely run what he recommends because the car's never ran so good, so I was told to run them. The retail on these is, I think it's like $80 or $90 a plug. Lucky my mate Ben Nugsy, he looked after me, so he works on my local Bursons. He's awesome. I could just send him a text message and next thing they're there. So yeah, 6 of them. God, imagine retail, nearly $600 worth of plugs. Kills me. By staring at it?
No, like,
yeah,
them coils are universal, aren't they?
Yeah, I think I just need to bin everything that's there and start again.
Let's just go get a coil so you can drive it.
Yeah.
You still got today and tomorrow, don't you?
Mm.